Where do ephemeral environments fit on the scale of miniature versus should be like production? Because we know that our
Mm.
staging environment really needs to be as close to production as possible. But is that true for ephemeral environments, or can they be more micro?
Now, are you asking my opinion, or are you thinking in that sense?
Let's do both, Bob.
Let's do both. Yeah, so I one of the core pillars of continuous delivery is always going to be testing in prod-like environments. So I think the configuration should be the same. So for example, if you're deploying to Kubernetes, you should be, in production, you should obviously be deploying to Kubernetes in dev and test. Now, the actual compute resources, I think that's where you can get a little, you can massage that a little bit. Because if you're in a dev environment, maybe you don't need, I don't need 16 core nodes on my Kubernetes cluster because I'm not running at that scale. And so I think there's an appropriate trade-off between the two. I am in a prod-like environment. All the configuration is the same, but the resource size might be slightly smaller. Just like, when you learn how to drive on a car, it, you know, my geo tracker that I learned how to drive on, if you don't know what those are, look up, like, I think it was like a Mitsubishi Sidekick was the closest analogy. It's this tiny little thing that I learned how to drive on. But those lessons still applied for when I got my truck. And now when I have my Subaru, it's the same core thing. It's just a slightly different size.